The woman suddenly noticed a man approaching outside her window. What was more terrifying was that he clearly looked like he was up to no good. He walked to the door and peered directly inside. The woman was so shocked by the intruder's boldness that she forgot to close her mouth. A moment later, the man, seemingly unable to see clearly, cupped his hands around his eyes to get a better look. Then, apparently deciding to take action, he pulled out a hammer and opened the door. He stepped inside cautiously, but the woman had already fled. Just then, he seemed to notice something. The woman had dropped her ball of yarn on the floor. Even more bizarrely, she apparently didn't want to abandon her yarn and was frantically pulling on the thread. The man followed the yarn with his eyes and saw that the woman had escaped upstairs. At that moment, his accomplice arrived, breathing heavily. The man pointed to the stairs, which also surprised his partner. The man then handed the hammer to his accomplice, who took it and headed upstairs. Following the yarn, they made their way upstairs and found the woman's knitting basket at the top of the staircase. Continuing to follow the yarn, they ended up in the bedroom. The man casually opened the door to find a half-knitted sweater lying on the floor. Both men cautiously entered, then slowly crouched down to look under the bed. The other one suddenly opened the closet, but the woman wasn't inside either. His partner became extremely frustrated. Where had the woman gone? The accomplice turned his head, seemingly noticing something, and signaled to the man. Then he slowly approached the curtain. The next moment, the woman's fighting abilities were truly impressive. She instantly took down one of the men. However, the other man wasn't intimidated at all. The woman could only drop everything and run. As she ran, she kept looking back to see if the man was catching up, but didn't watch where she was going. She collided hard with something and apparently passed out from the impact. The two intruders came down to check on her. They suspected she was pretending to be unconscious, but she was still cornered by the two strong men. Now she had nowhere to retreat. One man threatened her, saying, "Someone wants you alive," but they didn't say anything about keeping all those teeth in your mouth. The woman appeared to surrender.